Yo, it's a brother up north better than Jordan. He didn't get that break. Welcome back to the Break Podcast. Here on this podcast, we acknowledge all athletes who are stars in a city. Today's no different. We got my man, Trav.
What up, man?
What's up with my brother, bro?
It's been a long time, dude. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Can you tell the people your name, what high school you went to, and where you from?
I'm Travis Quayle. I went to Valencia High School graduated '04. Sorry, I got my cat over here. If I can walk
All
him.
good. What's
Come
up,
on.
kitty?
Sit down, buddy. I graduated '04, and yeah, man, played D end, nose, stuff like that. Rotated on the offensive line. So yeah, it was cool, man.
Absolutely. Listen, before we even get into this, bro, I just want to say you did a hell of a performance in Tulsa King, bro.
Thank
I,
you, dude. I appreciate
listen, I zoomed through that whole series. I'm like, this shit is like it was really just like good. But I'm watching, I'm like, bro, I know
it.
this guy, right? Is that Travis? Bro, I swear to God, that's Travis. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's my boy. I start losing it, bro. Congrats, bro. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
It took you back to across the floors at Miss Nichols' class.
Listen, it took me back. Listen, I just like this.
Oh, dude, we were both looking at each other like, and I'm a big fucker, dude.
I
So
know you look
I don't know
athletic
how I'm gonna do this.
like this.
Yeah, just a big block upstairs and tiny little feet. Yeah, man.
Listen, good times, good times. Okay, listen. Before we get off track, I'm gonna get right on into this.
That's good, man.
What age did you pick up a football?
Um, I actually picked up a baseball first. I started baseball when I was real young.
Really?
Yeah, my brother played, so I kind of got into it with that.
Okay.
But I started playing football. I was in Pee Wee. I think I was like 8, 9 years old. I played
Okay.
Warriors, but I had a hard time when I was younger, man, making weight because like when you're young, there are certain
Wait.
like weight
Yeah.
classes.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
always
mm-hmm.
had a problem with that, man, because I had bad knees as a kid. Like I
Yeah.
had good slaughter.
Yeah.
So when I ran, there's a lot of pain in my knees, so I can never make weight.
Got you.
But
Got you.
yeah, as I got, come on, dude, get out of the way. God. As I got into like middle school, I started being able to make weight, and I started playing like center, guard, and like rotating on different places on the offensive line. And yeah, man, that's when it all started. And I loved it, man. I love the physicality of it.
Okay. Okay. Now, you said you was into baseball was your first love. What made you
I, oh, sorry, man.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I wouldn't say baseball was my first love. I'd say I started that first. I love baseball, because my brother, my dad, my dad was teaching my brother.
Got you.
So I kind of would go to practice and stuff like that and learn it. But when I, found out what really made me fall in love with football, no joke, was Randy Moss. When he came into the league, nobody could fucking cover him. And he was so fun to watch, man. Him and Chris Carter on both
Yes.
sides of that, just nobody could stop him, dude.
Yes.
And he just did these acrobatic catches, and it was just amazing. And I was a goofy ass kid, man. I was trying to emulate things that he's doing, and I have nowhere near the athleticism.
Who didn't?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I was on a trampoline one time, and I went up to like I was bouncing around, and I had my friend throw me the ball in the air, and I literally had one leg go inside the spring on the edge of the
Yeah.
trampoline, and the other leg out, and I flipped upside down. I was like, I'm not fucking Randy Moss, dude.
Wait. Now that you said that, Randy, why do you think people don't give him that when they speak of top tier receivers? Why do you think they kind of overlook Randy Moss?
I think I think there's a lot of things inside organizations that we don't hear about.
Absolutely.
And I think the public, the news, the media paints a certain picture of what athletes are because they make a lot of money, and they're not, anything. It's kind of like if they get on, it's kind of you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like they make a lot of money, they're really talented, and I think certain people don't like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's
Absolutely.
some people in their life, they're like, no, they make a lot of money. And now they're asking for this. No, screw them, whatever. but we're not in their shoes. But I think for him, he had great years in Minnesota,
Mhm.
and then when he went to Oakland, I think with coaching and everything wasn't a good fit, and I think he
Yeah,
was kind of deemed like, oh, you're a drama queen, you're a problem, blah blah blah. But then he goes to New England and kills it.
facts.
Um, so I think it's about fit and stuff like that. But I think that was part of it. I think just having that idea that he was a problem or a diva or something like that, or he was difficult, maybe turn some people off. It's like, oh, I liked him, I don't anymore.
Right.
The
Uh,
media's trippy, dude.
oh man, they definitely could paint the narrative on you for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
they control all the outlets. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to paint a narrative of somebody, and people have opinion of you. You know what I'm saying, before they even meet you or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
The herd joins. It's like, oh, you don't like him, I don't like him either.
I don't know why I don't like them, but I just heard like it's cool
Yeah,
to not like them. So like I'm gonna join that.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of weird. But what when you when you realize like, okay, I could really play football. Like I'm getting some acknowledgement from it where people
Mhm.
are like, yo, that's Travis. Yo, we got Travis on our team.
I think in high school, actually, when I was playing at Valencia, because I
Okay.
started growing into my body. I started like getting bigger and sprouting. Like my sophomore year, I grew a lot.
Yeah.
I think I went from like 5'11" to like 6'2". I
Yeah.
like sprouted up quite a bit. And then I started learning, I started rotating on the defensive side, which I liked more
Okay.
because that's what I think I do best, attacking. Instead of offensive line, obviously, you got to get low and take the hit that's coming at you. You
Yeah.
got linemen trying to get under you. So but I rather, instead of being on the offensive, I wanted to be on the defensive. I love attacking people, not in that way, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I really feel like I flourished on defensive because I was just really, I felt like I had something to prove. I think when I was younger, not being able to make the team sometimes and like kind of just feeling like a joke a little bit,
Yeah.
me push myself in high school, kind of like, okay, I'm not that guy, I'm not that kind of person. I just wanted to change and kind of show who I really was and to show you that like I can compete.
Right. Absolutely.
um yeah, man. When I started going on to the defensive side is when I actually really start getting more recognition. And then as it got to like junior year, I started going to scouts and camps and stuff like that in Texas and Cal, and a couple places like that. And I was, unfortunately, I was kind of fucking around at the time doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But I went on the camps and I loved it, man. I wish I had kind of pursued a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Running out in the field on Saturdays, mornings or Sundays or whatever. Um, it's a rush, man. And just being a part of a unit, man, being a part of a team's a really big thing. Like when you're growing up,
Yeah.
even as a man, you want to be a part of a unit, a group.
I totally agree with you on that. For 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Best year at Valencia.
My
Freshman,
senior
senior year.
year,
What
yeah.
was it? What was it about your senior year?
The confidence, you know, uh, and also the team too. We had all kind of played in the same system, and a lot of us had stayed together from freshman year to senior year. So we had stayed within the same system and knew kind of at that point what to do.
Right.
And we all kind of worked. And a lot of the people that were, starters on the defensive line freshman year were starters and captains on the defensive line our senior year. So we all
Gotcha.
communicated really well. Um, and I think I just trusted myself more, I think, because when you're doing um like say you're doing a twist or something like that where you're going to the A gap and the other tackle's going to the B gap,
Yeah.
just I don't know, it's just like you do something enough and you just start to get a feel for it, you feel more confident within it. So, and I just started making plays. I was a lot more physical with my hands and at the point of attack and able to control people. It was fun, man.
Yeah. 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 when you first get to Valencia, who's that guy when you get up there? Is there anybody up there where you're like, I don't know, Nate Delaringa? Oh my God, this guy, he's amazing. He could throw 80 yards on one knee. Or
Dude, there was a couple people, man, because the year that we, the year that our senior year, we had a pretty good team. And that's when scouting, honestly, at least from what I saw, were
yeah,
really starting to come to the high schools, and scouting was getting more serious.
yeah,
Um, and you could tell too in the way from like freshman to sophomore to junior to senior year, our coaches were kind of prepping us for it. I don't know what it was. I think there was a shift to where, like scouting high school players going into college became more of a thing.
yeah.
And also that guy, to me, like the number one that stands out was Shane Vereen.
Mm,
He went on to fucking win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, and he had a lot of great years in the league, man. But he was someone who was, I think he was actually, when I was a senior, he was a sophomore, but he
oh,
got brought up to varsity when he was a freshman because his dad ran track. His dad played football. His mom ran track, and he's very athletic.
yeah,
He's a good person, hard worker, and just really good footwork, tough. But yeah, he was the one who really stuck out
yeah,
and really did well. But we had a lot of people, man. There was a guy named Torrey O'Brien who was linebacker, who was our captain
yeah.
all 4 years, stud through all 4 years. A lot of people, man. At receiver too, Shane Morales, Joey Muley, a lot of people.
Some of them boys. Okay, all right. That's You said that you have to grow to like defense. What did you play offense at first, or was
Yeah,
it?
at first it was offense. Like I said, I rotated from like center to guards. I did tackle as well, but I mainly stayed at center and guard. Because I'd say my footwork for tackle wasn't as strong, in the beginning, and it got better through the years, but I was just really fucking strong, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I was like, I dug my feet in the ground, like,
yeah, yeah.
so.
I mean, it's not shocking. People that know you know, like, yeah, Travis, he carries a lunch pail with him. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's going to get his protein in. He's going to have everything he need in that lunch pail. Like he's
In
like,
class, and I'll be in the corner eating fish and raw broccoli.
gotta keep my protein up, man. Gotta keep my
Yep.
protein. And I'm like,
Smelling the whole class up.
I get it, but I get it now. Now I totally get it. You feel me? Like
Yeah, man.
toughest toughest school you ever played against?
Mission Viejo.
Mm,
Yeah, they were D1 school, and they had literally 12 players go to D1 colleges. That's the team, and that was the team that we played against Mark Sanchez in high school.
mm,
And then yeah, we got to the championship game, and it was at Anaheim Stadium where the Angels play.
mm.
Um, yeah, man, it was a rough game. It was a rough game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great season, but that game, that we were just outmanned, dude. I mean, those guys, I think they were scouting them in Pee Wee. I swear, dude. Like
Wow.
these guys, their center, they would put him on um, kick return because this guy was so big that the long snapper, like he literally was like, you could see, we were watching tape on him, like this guy was like, they just put him on the D line for punt return just to freak the fucking guy out and just to plow through and create a hole to try to block the kick or
Yeah.
block. But yeah, I mean, this guy was like 6'7", dude, and like 300 something pounds in high school. And this was like back then. Kids are bigger now. Kids
Boy,
are getting
man,
bigger, I
they're huge.
swear.
Yeah, they're huge. Oh
It's
my God.
weird. I don't know what they're eating, but back then that was big, dude. And they were just an intimidating force. And we knew we were kind of outmanned going in, but we still fought as best we could, man.
Yeah,
But it was a rough game. It was a little bit of a rough game.
I hear. I get it. We all have them. You know, it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Most memorable game.
I'd say my
Junior year.
junior, yeah, junior year. Because we have this rival, Hart High School. They're the Hart Indians. So we would play them, and we had a losing streak. We, like, other teams had beaten them at like the freshman level, JV level, but no one had ever beaten them at a senior or a varsity level. And like there was like a 10-year streak to where we had never beaten them at that level. And our team finally beat the shit out of them in our senior year, and we loved it. And it just, they always would rub it in our face. Their players would get in our face after the games and talk so much shit to us. And then finally it was like, fuck you.
Yeah. So you being there all 4 years, this was the only time that y'all got them as seniors?
Yeah, and we played, so because we played them during the regular season, then we played them during the playoffs. So and during the first game, I think we won by like 10 points.
Okay.
And then it was the second round of the playoffs in our senior year, and we beat them by like 25 points. And it was just a big, like, they were not prepared for us at all. And we were hungry for it too, man. We really wanted to just stick it to them and just not be like the little brother that kind of gets constantly picked on and messed with. It's like, no. It's not how this is going to go this time.
Absolutely. Knowing what you know now, like being older, having a little knowledge, would you still have went to the same school, high school, or would you have went to another school knowing what you
um,
know now? Or
I think I would have went to the same school just because, for me, uh, I wasn't necessarily pushed to become like or groomed or anything like that, like some people are from
yeah,
a very young age
yeah,
to play like okay, my end game for you is to play professional football, professional baseball, or whatever. It was never that. It was like, if you're good at it, you love it, go have fun and do the best you can with it and take it as far as you can.
right.
So it was never like, okay, this region has the best school for my son to go to maybe go to a high school or college. It was more like, we're in the area, he's with his friends, let's keep him with his friends, kind of thing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, do you think that plays a part when you play with somebody all 4 years, opposed to
Oh,
some?
oh yeah, man. I mean, you look at all these teams that kind of like that. I mean, with free agency now, you get all these rotation of players that come in. Um, and I think I think it just builds consistency, it builds continuity, and you just learn to trust the person that they're going to do their job no matter what. That you can rely on them. And like I said, it goes back to being part of a team, and that's why you love being part of a team and a group,
Yeah,
because you can trust someone. You're just not on your own doing it all by yourself.
absolutely.
So
Best
yeah,
advice a coach ever gave you that sticks with you to this day.
that's a good one, man. It's hard to remember.
I know. Em-
So I can't remember a specific thing that was said, but I remember certain things that were done. So I'm gonna get a little vulnerable, I guess.
All
So
good.
yeah. So my after football, my senior year, I actually went into rehab. And one of my coaches, my head coach, actually came and tutored me in rehab because my grades were low. I wasn't going to school near the half end of the school year. Um, and he came to the rehab and would kind of teach me and make sure I had the credits. And if it
Mm.
weren't for him, I wouldn't have graduated. So
Oh man,
that to me, and he was always kind of hard on me. And I knew he cared, but it was different to have a coach who I, had that relationship with football. And then outside off the field, like personally, it just meant a lot to me for him to help me graduate and like show that, you care for me.
absolutely.
Meant a lot.
You remember this coach name?
Yeah, Coach Brian Steinman.
Shout
So
out to him, man. Because that's a real coach. It's like you don't just coach on the field. You know what I mean? You got to coach off the field too. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a parent. You know what I'm saying? So shout
it
out to
is.
that guy. That's great coaching.
It's
Great,
Coach, man. You're a good dude, man. I hope you're doing well. If you ever see this.
absolutely. If you see this, coach, give me two players you love to play with.
Joey Muley and Tori O'Brien. Because
What?
so Tori was like, he was the captain, he was the linebacker he was the captain of the defense, and Joey he rotated, he also would play nose tackle, he played center, and he would rotate on the offensive line as well. But those guys were like my best friends from middle school going into high school, and we would always like joke around and like shoot the shit, when we were kids. And
Yeah.
then we went to high school, we started doing all that stuff. It was fun sharing it with them, man, because they're good people, and it was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
And off the field, we just really clicked and got along, had the same interests, and partied and did all that. So,
Absolutely. Give me two players, maybe you always competed with them, but you never got a chance to play with them. But
mhm.
like, damn, if I could have played with him and him, our team could have been better because blah blah blah.
Gotcha. Um, to be honest, I don't think so, man. Um,
All right.
yeah, I mean, I think the team that we had was really solid, but it's just like I said, kind of Mission Viejo at that time too was a D1 school, and it's a highly touted school, like as a stepping stone from middle school to high school, and then like
Yeah.
high school college football. It was a big place to go to for high school, like recruiting to college. So that could have had something to do with it. I mean, but yeah, I wouldn't have changed the players, man, or anything like that. It was just, the situation was what it was, and it was a great experience. And just grateful for the guys that we did have, because and we also have this like highlight video of all these things that we did accomplish our senior, even though we got to the championship game and lost. We still had like a highlight video of all the things that we did accomplish, like the beating heart with over that dry spell of 10 years when we'd never beaten them or whatever,
Right.
and things like that. And then like also Shane Vereen like getting like highly recruited, going to Cal, and just seeing guys get like scholarships and like go to schools and like have an opportunity to play at the next level.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was
Oh,
cool.
I got it. Best camp you ever went to?
Honestly, man, I think Fresno State.
Fresno
Uh,
State?
yeah, because they were at the time kind of coming up. I think it was I want to say Coach Tedford. So he went over to Fresno State, and he eventually went over to Coach Cal, I believe. But he was there, and he was a new coach that was kind of turning around the program, and it was kind of like it was Fresno State was starting to kind of turn that corner.
Yeah.
So, and I went there, and actually myself, Tori, and my buddy Joey actually all got letters to go. So and it made it fun because we were all going to the same camp. So we drove up there, and then yeah, I remember going against drills, like against like Samoan guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you do the
Dude.
bench for, oh my god,
Dude.
they're immovable, dude. I mean, they're so strong, and this guy wasn't even like, I was bigger than him, but his thighs and his legs were just like tree stumps, man. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't matter how low I got her trying to use his momentum against him and ripping him.
Yeah.
It was, dude, like he was just like, I'm not going anywhere, dude. I'm like,
Dude.
fuck. Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun because like you get to see the competition at the next level, and also just being there with your friends. You're just like, oh, cool, we're going through this new experience. We had high school, and now we're going into college, and we're getting to experience this stuff. It's kind of cool to do it with your friends. Just like anything's better with people you love, or care about, or friends. It's better.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Give me the best player you ever saw come from your city.
Vereen, Shane
Vereen?
Vereen. Yeah.
Yeah.
His footwork was amazing, dude. And like I said, he's a track athlete too.
Mm.
So he really just, and he was a sharp dude, man. Yeah, and I think just his vision, dude, he was really patient. Like, when we would come up, he would hit the hole, you'd have patience. It was kind of like, I wouldn't say like Le'Veon Bell, like that kind of patience, but he just had really good vision when he came up to the holes, and just like, okay, I see the nose kind of coming down, so I'm gonna kind of break down, spin out, Just the way he saw the field and his footwork, and he was also great. Like what he did really well was catching out of the backfield, man. Like you do a little fucking toss out to him, he was really good in the open field.
Out of there.
But yeah, man, like seeing him in the Super Bowl when I think it was the year they played the Eagles, or not the Eagles. I forget which one it was. I'll remember. But dude, I remember him having a great game. And it's just cool watching like someone you played with like really succeed at the highest level, man.
It's the best feeling ever where you like, it's my boy. Like,
yeah, it's so
happy
cool.
for him. Like it's me in the game. I'm just excited for him.
Yeah, dude. And just seeing his career, because he had a great career. I mean, he got to play with Tom Brady. He got to play with, he went to the Giants for a couple of years and played with Eli Manning. And then he played with Drew Brees in New Orleans. And it's just like,
he played with some of the best.
Yeah, dude. It was really cool.
Yeah. Listen, this part of the segment is no wrong answer. It's just your opinion. I just want to know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Best two-way player that played. Best out of these two. Who's the best two-way player? Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders? In your opinion, the best two-way, because they both of them play baseball and football.
Mm-hmm.
In your
Are you talking about to be honest, I'm trying to remember. I remember Bo Jackson's baseball career more than I do his football career, so I can't like really speak on that.
Okay.
But I do remember Deion Sanders being a freak athletically, man.
Freak.
I would just say with my gut is him because of his ability.
There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
Now too, what he's doing at Colorado now. He's the head coach of Colorado.
Oh man, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Cool, I love that he has his son training with Tom.
Oh, dude, he's gonna be good, man.
Oh man, I think after this year, that next year.
Is he senior or is he a junior right now?
I think he's sophomore in college.
He's sophomore. Okay.
I think he only did 1 year at the
Jackson State.
Yeah. Okay. And that was him coming fresh out of high school, and then because he never had nothing like that. So yeah. Okay.
Cool.
You're the quarterback. You're the coach. Who you taking? Mike Vick or Lamar Jackson?
I'm gonna go with Jackson.
Lamar Jackson over Vick?
Yeah.
Is it a specific reason, or you just like him, or?
Yeah. I think Vick is amazing talent. I have to say, dude, it's a little biased, man. I can't. It sticks with me, man. That dog thing.
Yeah,
it just does, man. I know he did his time, but at the same time, it's just like that's a helpless animal, man. It doesn't know what's going on. You're breeding it to be a killer, and if it doesn't perform for you, you kill it.
Yeah. So,
but Lamar Jackson, he's going through his own thing right now with his contract dispute.
Right.
He might want to get an agent, dude, instead of having his mom do his contract negotiations. He's like, that's my baby. He deserves the world.
I don't even know what's going on in Baltimore. I'm like, just pay the guy the money that he wants. If you guys want to keep him, he's a franchise player, man.
He's a franchise and a generational player, man. And I think he's a lot more accurate than people give him credit for.
Granted, he could run, like we love that, but he could throw. He could.
He throws dimes, dude.
He dropping them. Like,
I think it's. I don't know. I think because Vic had came in the league before him and had already established. I think when people kind of come in the league and you see something different, it's like, oh, that's not going to last. That's just a fad. He's getting injured, whatever. But yeah, man. He has had his injuries like towards the end of the season, but like you see the winning percentage when he's in there, it's like night and day from him to Tyler Huntley. I think they need to surround him with a little bit more help on the outsides, man.
No question.
But okay. I'm not a GM, so
no. I listen. Everybody feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you.
It would be hard to let him go, though, man. It would be like if he got out of that door, it'd be like, That's a hard one to get back.
I think they're gonna if he get out the door, I think they're gonna regret
Match it.
it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree too.
It's gonna be one of those like, damn, we shot ourselves in the foot. We should have paid him.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
think that's gonna happen. Okay, it's the championship game. You're on a 5. You're the court. I mean, you're the coach. Who do you draw the play up for your running back? It's going to the running back, but which one? You get all these players in their prime. You got Emmitt Smith, you got Barry Sanders, you got Marshall Falk, and you got Bo Jackson. Who do you get a ball to on the 5 championship game?
Who were the first two again? It was Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. And you got Marshall Falk.
Damn, dude.
And Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Like, Bo is the truth. Like,
yeah, like I said, I wish like I'd seen more from him so I'd know, because I know he's his stature. I mean, if you're going goal line, you want someone who has power, obviously.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of thinking
they are franchised. You can't.
It was why am I blanking? I'd say Sanders, man.
Sanders?
Yeah.
They're franchise. It ain't no wrong answer. Like, these are franchise players, man.
Like, you can either hand it off, and just go straight up the gut, or hit an A gap or a B gap. But Sanders is shifty, dude. You just toss it on the out,
absolutely,
you can shift it and then just go in.
Absolutely.
Because you want to have someone who has power, but also can be nimble too. Because people are expecting, I think, if you're on the goal line, especially back then. Now it's different. I think back then on goal line, people like would expect you like, oh, he's going to run it up the gut. He's just going to power it through.
Absolutely.
So,
one last question. You're the coach. You need to go to one of your receivers. You got Jerry Rice. You got Moss. You got T.O. And you got Calvin Johnson.
Oh.
Yes.
So what's situation again? Same situation? Or?
Same situation. Who you put in the game?
Johnson.
Johnson?
Yeah, I love Moss, but that top, that upper body strength, you just toss it up, man. He'll just like, get away from you, little boys. Yeah, he's so strong, man.
I'm a man. But yeah. But it's something about when Randy throw that.
Yeah, I think Randy was shiftier for sure.
Absolutely.
And I think his hands were better than Johnson. But I think Johnson's power in a situationally like that would win out for sure.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. What would you tell yourself going into your junior year? What advice would you give yourself? Like, you're this age right now, you could go talk to the 17, 16-year-old you. What would you say? Like, hey, do this or work on this or
honestly, I'd say like be kinder to myself. I was really hard on myself. Because I think like we had kind of talked about, when you're younger, everyone has their stories about like being like, messed with or like kind of being the joke. And you want to change that perception. I think I really kind of tried to just try too hard sometimes.
Yeah.
And just let me be myself, and not trying to I don't know how to say it. Just be easier on myself, man. I was really hard on myself, and just to be kinder to myself, because I feel like better results may have come in certain things if I was a little bit easier on myself, because when you're so hard on yourself, it just shuts it down,
Sure.
So yeah. I think if you have a little more grace with yourself and you're easier on yourself, you're able to just work through things better and have a clearer head. But yeah, man, I'd say just to be kinder to myself and more accepting of who I was at that time.
Okay. All right. I like that. You could go to your grades is up to par.
Hmm.
You're healthy. You're 100%. You coming fresh out of college. I mean, out of high school. Give me 2 colleges you would have loved to attend, or maybe 3. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Um, LSU
Oh,
would be one
oh man.
because of the factory that comes out of that school is insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many players go to the NFL and have a very successful career than LSU. And it's just like, yeah, I've been to Baton Rouge and it's actually a really cool campus, man. And just the vibe down there is really cool.
Yeah.
So I think LSU's one. Um, and then at the time, dude, also Stanford
Stanford.
because Luck was coming in.
Mm,
And it would have been cool to be a part of that group
yeah.
because Stanford, and I think it was David Shaw was at his peak. He was really doing well coaching with Luck, and they just had a solid offense, man, and defense. They were solid all around at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say Stanford and LSU.
Okay. Favorite player in today's game? I know you told me you like Randy Moss from back in the
Mhm.
day,
Let me think. I think,
or it could be. Give me 2, 3,
yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Let me see. I don't know. I think it's his play, but it's also who he is too. Like seeing him in interviews because I don't know. It just that has a factor to me. Just like when I see someone, just like you see him in interviews, and they are open, and I don't know how to explain. But anyways, Jamal Williams.
Okay. All right. All right. I like it. I like it.
I don't know. He wears his heart on his sleeve, man, and I just love like little interviews I've seen with him. Like, and he's like, I just want to go home right now. He's like, I can't curse. But he's like, I don't know, he's just kind of goofy and awkward. But then you see him in another interview after they beat the Packers last year to take the Packers out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
He was talking about his grandpa, how he lost his grandpa and all that. And just like he wears his heart on his sleeve. And you love seeing that, because you see these big ass, strong, you know, athletic players, and you just kind of feel like they're kind of up here. But I don't know, when you see them like show human emotion, that they're human, but when you see it, you're just like, I love that. And he's a hell of a player.
For
i
sure.
think I think the Lions are gonna, well, I don't know, I mean, the Lions are coming up. But they just got Gardner Johnson. Jesus.
Facts. Facts.
um and then I'd say I'm a little biased, Aaron Donald too.
Okay. Listen, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's on you.
It could depend on the day too, man. I mean, I love just watching Aaron Donald, just like again, like because of the like being on the edge
Yeah.
and just seeing how he finesses people, how he just uses their weight against them, his
Yeah.
rips, his swims, his hand footwork. I mean, it's at like top tier level, and he's been doing it for a minute now, and he's stayed at that top of the league for a while, man. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
What, what do you miss about the game?
My boys, dude.
Period.
That's
Plain and simple.
Yeah. I had a boy that we would literally, before we ran out the tunnel, get each other hyped, and we'd have each other's helmets. And I swear we got concussions from. We would just grab and slam,
Yeah.
slam, slam, and just fucking get all riled up. And then just also just having, running out and onto the field, man, right before the game, before that first snap, before the kickoff, just the anticipation. I miss that, dude. In the locker room afterwards, the bus ride afterwards, going
Oh
to get
man,
fucked up afterwards.
there's nothing like it. It's the best.
It was
It's the
fun, man.
best.
You'd be at parties after, just with
Oh,
all like the cheerleaders, and everyone's talking about like, oh, you were so good. Blah, 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 blah. You're like, I
so
know.
let him in
Yeah,
color. You know what I mean? You feeling good?
it was fun, man.
It's
It was
good
fun.
vibes, man. Listen, Trav, I just wanted to say thank you for taking this time out, man, and doing this podcast for me, man. I just wanted to give you your roses. It was only right. When I saw you the other day on TV, I'm like, I gotta get Trav on here. It's only right. Like, what? I had to, man. So thank you for taking this time out, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you, man.
Thank you, dude. Thank you for having me. It's been a long time. It's really good seeing you, man. I actually think I saw you. You have a son, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, dude. I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
awesome.
I appreciate you on that, brother. Thank you so much, man. We'll
Have a
tap
good
in.
day, man.
Say
What's
that.
up?
We'll tap in. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
definitely, man.
Say no
Let's
more.
stay in touch. All
Okay.
right.